ults are going to come down, and then suddenly the win condition is kill one person and reset, and that should be enough, especially with Leona being to throw the extra CC down. Yeah, Kai'Sa does some special stuff. As Bin, it's hard to dive Maokai. You're realistically not diving this. The Jax is quite hard to. Well, I mean, you can try. The Ignite is very important to stop the Maokai passive hit.
On, coming up, it's too little, it's too late. Hang on! No, wonderful save from On! And they don't quite get the kill. Tien trying to get this one, should be able to get one back at least, but that is still not great.
That is why you don't dive Maokai.
And the Varus Karma, honestly, last game from Light and Hung, broke the Ashe Brawl. Again, it was with assistance. Tien and Xiaohu with the early roam really set the pace of that game. At least this time it feels...
A little bit worried though about side lane pressure for BLG. Yeah, you have Nocturne, you have the Talia, and they're going straight into mid lane.
There's no mana here on Xiaohu. I think he is Xiaohu. Are you?
Xiaohu asked as they dive into mid lane with the double ult. Very rare that you see the Talia ult her own lane.
That's crazy.
I love that play coming in from Knight and Wei. First kill onto Knight. We know that his Talia is fantastic. Hung misses the Zenith play, but they might still go for something here.
Elk, still level 5, nearly level 6, needs to get the minions, can't quite do it! And the body is stolen. Now Light's on the wrong side of the turret though, and the unspeakable horror is flashed away from, they get both.
And the ult coming in from Tien adds so much extra damage. Are they going to keep the wave?
Oh, no!
Getting the kill onto Light. Wei getting some good gold out of that one at least, but that turret. Teleport now coming in from Knight. He has his ult back. He is on vision, and that was a great ward to spot him, and now he's been caught out.
Tien is playing a wonderful Viego game and picks up a great kill.
There was a fantastic ward here. That ward there, you see that little wreckage there? That ended up seeing Knight as he teleported. I'm a little bit surprised. A lot of players on here which have had awkward splits. Even though Weibo, I still think large, even better than JDG, I think, in their group, despite finishing below them and losing that fight. He had some great moments, but he wasn't great in the clutch. And you could say the same for a lot of the other players too.
Must be feats of strength going down. Breed gets that first turret, and Elk gonna come roaming down with Knight, looking for this rotation onto the Jax, who's now hopped forwards. The seismic shove goes wide. Knight doesn't quite have Seraphs, and that means he gets dropped. Doesn't quite get the return kill. Does Breathe, couldn't make the 2-for-1 happen, but still 1-for-1 in that scenario is rough news for BLG.
You know what? The silver lining is Jax doesn't have flash, and also doesn't get to use those grubs in a side lane now. I guess he wasn't going to use it in this push anyway. I don't mind it, because BLG had to make a play somewhere. It's just at the cost of Knight. Not the best, obviously. Tien not going to get caught out here. Knight's going to be back out onto the map with teleport, and ult could potentially... I mean, there is a chance he could teleport to a top side and throw his ult up for that if they really want to make a big play. But Weibo, they're going to trade bot lane outer turret for mid lane outer turret. That is trading up in terms of strategic advantage on those towers. Oh, but didn't really want to let Breathe get away.
And I don't know, I'll give some credit as well over to Weibo Gaming Heroes, because again, we've done a bit of criticizing of BLG, and that's understandable. But that last game, this early game, has often been off Weibo Gaming making really good plays rather than BLG necessarily misplaying. Like, actually, that was a really great dive onto Elk at level 5 before we could hit 6. That last game, the roam from Xiaohu and Tien was good. On dying, or Hung dying here just before this Herald, though, could be problematic. The fear, the still lands post the ult. That's a shutdown going the way of Elk. Can they get Xiaohu as well? Not quite, but 2 huge picks. And Herald is a nice option for BLG.
What is Hung doing that far away from his team at very far out? Gets caught out. There's no extra damage there. If you are a tank, it's not good enough that it takes you a long time to die. Someone needs to be able to turn around and smack the other guy in the face. Otherwise, it's Hung when he is the primary playmaker, because he often does not know how to land that first punch. When he was playing with Tart, hang on, there's teleport coming in. Knight has to flash out the grab field.
Oh, the Zenith Blade lands. Shove back is still decent, but the fear into the backline, onto Xiaohu, into the quickness. Grand entrance not quite enough to get Xiaohu gets the siphon power. Breathe now in, so fast. Looking to get the backside. The Maokai ult cleans up the victor. They've got the Leona now as well. Knight finally falls, and the resets begin to fly. Flash out from Bin and On, but they can still grand entrance. They lose 1 in trade for 2.
I am very surprised that worked out as well as it did for BLG. The initial kill took a long time to come down onto Xiaohu, but it was enough. BLG using their teleports, using their long-range ultimates to close down on Weibo before they're in position, and get themselves 2 kills to 1 in that top side play. What else have we got to work around? I mean, there is a Herald to drop from BLG. Wei's coming up to make a play here, but Light's now around.
Wait, gonna get the fear out. That's a nice flash on him from Breathe, but he doesn't quite get it. Oh my days. Fear doesn't quite land. I take it back. There's the reset. Bin dies. Doesn't quite get that last little bit of CC.
I was
lose an extra member.
So afraid when Light walked up there, but luckily didn't have that bullet time for BLG. If he'd had that, well, this is the reason he probably didn't have that bullet time, actually, as Elk and Light looks like they had a honorable 1v1
Tete-a-tete, yeah.
as the cones get fired at each other. A decent job, actually, of trading back despite the gold disadvantage. And I don't think Xiaohu realizes he's going to get hit by that. There was a strand missing on the one next to him. He would have been able to survive if he judged that correctly.
Here we go, on to the Misfortune, whose bullet time is cut very short indeed. They'll get the mid lane tier 1. They get a couple kills. Nice play from BLG with the dive.
Breathe is in...
Not a lot of ways to keep the target of the Talia Nocturne combo alive. And that's likely going to be a Victor and a Misfortune, who if they don't have flash,
have
a bad time. Has had a pretty good game so far. Survives that when the Paranoia comes down. Bin has teleported into the back. Like, oh my god, that shield is huge. Surely they kill Xiaohu off in trade. It's a 1-for-1. The bullet time after is pretty solid. Breathe in the back line has been also falls. The feather pull is decent as TN has to flash back out as the seismic shove would have done him in.
2-for-1, all said and done. Insane shield coming through onto Xiaohu with the San Diego. These resets are the kingmaker well and truly for Weibo. BLG, it's not a bad entrance to the play again, but the room for error, the margin really does help. Gives you some regen, of course, the slow. It's kind of insane as well, but they get that on the Baron spawn on. He's going to probably have to E out here. Yeah, that's the thing you have to do there, buddy. And his Rakan has always been one of his better picks.
Oh, yeah.
Xiaohu is going to try and survive here, but he's going to get locked up.
Jumping onto Breathe, who just about gets away with the flash, but how much further can he survive? They've lost the Viego. Breathe will be breathing his last. The bullet time is solid, but it's a little too little. It's a little too late. Elk goes up into the air, and the storm is full of feathers. They'll be flocking together to potentially bring down Xiaohu, who is left very, very alone. The tower's about to fall. Atakan's on this side of the map, and this Victor can run, but I don't think he can hide.
Xiaohu, he might actually be able to get away with this. One last flick does not hit. And Xiaohu...
Darkspringer lands, though, and there is the grand entrance. He doesn't have any more in the tank, and they pick him off.
Exactly what we were saying before this. Yes, there is a gold lead for Weibo, but the his best champion. You can see how well he's playing to get onto those key targets, being a real disruptor. Breathe will take an inner turret down here. He is a side laning menace. He just hasn't really been able to...
Off to the side... The Herald path is down, and actually...
Okay, wow, they're just straight going for it. I think they're really risking a lot here. They could be looking for a side lane play. You don't need this dragon itself, unless they think that their timer on the game is going down.
Got a Weaver's Wall, brings it across, locks TN out, would have to ult in with the flash, could do so, doesn't happen now. Breathe on a flank, can maybe look to find an angle. Decides against it as On was around and could have quickness and grand entrance him, so nice defensive warding. They turn up, they can't really play for it. Weaver's Wall burns. Successfully to deny entrance.
So, 10 standoff there around the dragon. Weibo try their luck, they don't find the objective. And now they don't even have the inside track on this mid lane. Elk pops the W, gets the attack speed and the extra damage. Takes down that Magi's buy rate. Sadly, been desecrated for this year at least. He'll get to keep that for last year.
That was quite good fun. He was a remarkable Ari last year. Of course, not this time around. Didn't quite get ahead of the curve.
I will say,
he tried.
He was really good individually. And this is why I say, I think Knight's been a bit elo held a little bit on this year. I'm not saying he's playing 10 out of 10. He's probably like a 7 or 8 out of 10 for his standards. But still, Breeze getting caught out a little bit. This choke point's quite dangerous, actually, for Weibo.
It is. There comes the Maokai ult. Nature's Grasp is in, and it don't let go easy. Breeze goes into the backline, but the re-engage ensures Jax gets axed. The Weaver's Wall comes across. Nice. Gets enough down, has to flash back up, but the damage still comes on through onto Light, who is snuffed out.
The bullet time was not good enough again from Light. Losing this fight, you're losing the Baron. Atakan is still up to fight around. Tian, he's not going there. He doesn't have the ult to get over the wall. He would have had to flash, and because he'd had to just flash, he'd have to go over that ward. Tian, half HP. They're going to have to watch the Baron, and then the Atakan go down. A bit of an odd ordering of that one, but BLG very, very happy with the last series of events. Very good play around the Paranoia and that Weaver's Wall.
And Tien can't even
spacey, and that is a difficulty you have to deal with. The Knight's Vow on makes it harder to kill Desire as well. You had a great chance, I think, to work through your gold lead earlier on. Too many plays came through too quickly from BLG, which were very successful though. With the Atakan, so easy to push in with the Baron buff. Tien has to immediately ult out.
Yeah, was scared of the seismic shove. There comes Nature's Grasp. The cats just want to give you a hug. Xiaohu does not actually like cats and decides to back away. He's more of a dog person, it turns out.
No, he actually has a cat. I'm pretty sure he owns a cat.
Yeah, but is it a Maokai Long Cat of Doom and possible Eldritch Horrors? As Breathe goes golden, but I think he might actually be eating the dirt instead. On the other side, they've still got Atakan, withdrawals to work with. They finally lose the Viego. The Jax goes down as well. Light tries to flash and make a play, and unfortunately, there is just nothing at the end of the tunnel but the grave marking where Light was. They get absolutely everyone. Knight picks up a triple. That'll be a fully stacked Medjai's, and BLG are taking us to series point.
That was an absolute textbook Talia game from Knight. Way on the Nocturne, seriously improving off of his previous Nocturne games as well, I think, and having an incredible showing of that paranoia. BLG will go up to 2-1.